Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into some news that's got a lot of Street Outlaws fans talking. And honestly, some of us a little disappointed too. We're talking about Speed Promotions officially canceling their 2025 events in Canada. Yeah, you heard that right. All 3 of the Canadian races scheduled for July are officially off the calendar. Now before we jump into the why, let me tell you a little story. Back in 2023, if you were anywhere near the drag racing scene, you probably felt the thunder of the No Prep Kings series shaking up the sport. That was the peak. We had 17, maybe even 18 events, huge crowds, and some of the most competitive racing we've ever seen. Winners were taking home $40,000 to $50,000 each weekend. And the season champ? They were banking over $100,000. It was the real deal. It was electric. It was the place to be indoor car drag racing. But as all stories go, there was a twist. Somewhere in the madness of 2023, they lost the TV deal. And with that, a major chunk of the audience, sponsors, and momentum slipped away. We didn't even get to see the 2023 season on TV. I mean, come on, that's like shooting a blockbuster and never releasing it. Fans were left hanging, and racers were left without the national exposure they worked so hard to earn. Fast forward to 2024. The show may have gone off air, but the passion? Oh, it was still burning hot. Speed Promotions picked up the torch and ran with it. No cameras, no major networks, just raw racing. But let's be honest, the turnout took a hit. Where we used to have full fields of 30-plus cars, we were lucky to see 25 or 26 in the lanes. Still, the love for racing kept the wheels spinning, literally and figuratively. So here we are in 2025. Speed Promotions is still standing, trying to give the Outlaw 32 series a proper place to shine. But the numbers don't lie. When you're running a tour and only 18 or 19 cars are showing up for your main big tire class, something's got to give. And that something turned out to be the Canada races. Now look, I'm not here to bash Speed Promotions. Quite the opposite. I want them to succeed more than anyone. I want to see No Prep drag racing back on the map the way it was a couple of years ago. But it's hard to ignore the reality. Taking a full-scale racing operation across an international border with declining participation? That's not just risky. That's expensive, exhausting, and potentially damaging for everyone involved. Let's break it down. These Canada events weren't just a couple of friendly test hits at the local track. They were full-fledged races, part of the main championship. Logistics alone were a nightmare. Racers would have to haul their cars thousands of miles across borders, deal with customs, permits, lodging, fuel prices, currency exchange. Everything adds up. And if the car count wasn't strong in the US, there's no way Canada would have drawn more. The signs were there. The Epping event, which was also canceled, was always a crowd favorite during the NPK era. So if that race can't draw enough cars to justify holding it, you know something's changed. I don't know the exact reasons why it was canceled. Nobody does yet. But if a staple race like Epping doesn't make the cut, then canceling Canada makes even more sense. Let me be clear. I'm not sitting here with a pitchfork yelling, "What went wrong?" I'm here because, like many of you, I care about this community. I've been watching Murder Nova, Ryan Martin, Kayla Morton, and all the legends from the beginning. And what Speed Promotions is trying to do, keeping the sport alive without the media machine behind them, is something that deserves credit. It's grassroots, it's passion-fueled, and it needs our support. Now, with the Canadian events off the table, it's up to us fans, drivers, and organizers to figure out what's next. Maybe it means focusing harder on quality US events. Maybe it means fewer races, but with fuller fields and higher payouts. Maybe, just maybe, it means finding a new media partner who's willing to put this amazing sport back on screen. Whatever the answer is, one thing's for sure. No Prep drag racing isn't dead. It's just evolving. It's hitting that point in every underdog story where things get tough and the heroes have to dig deep. I believe in this sport. I believe in the racers. And I believe that Speed Promotions still has the potential to reignite the fire if we all stay involved. And listen, it's not just about the races themselves. It's about the culture behind all this. No prep drag racing has never been about perfection. It's not polished or corporate. It's gritty, it's unpredictable, it's real. That's why fans love it. That's why we stuck around even after the TV crews packed up and left. So while Canada being off the calendar is a blow, it's not a knockout punch. If anything, it should serve as a wake-up call. We're entering a new phase, and it's time to adapt. Racers are adapting too. You've seen guys like Murder Nova jumping into pro mod racing, going from unprepped backroads to some of the most competitive 8th mile door slammer action in the world. It's not a coincidence. These drivers are chasing seat time, chasing opportunities, and chasing relevance in a rapidly evolving drag racing landscape. The fact that they're still showing up, still testing, still grinding, even without the big TV paydays, that says something about their heart. Let's not forget how hard it is for these teams. It's not just the cost of diesel and broken parts, it's the cost of time. These folks are driving 15 to 20 hours, working full-time jobs, wrenching on cars until 3 a.m., just for the chance to make one clean pass down an unprepped strip of asphalt. When car counts start dropping and crowds thin out, you can bet that weighs heavy on everyone's shoulders, from drivers to crew chiefs to promoters. And then there's the other side of this, the fans. You, me, all of us who sit in those bleachers, press our faces against the fence, and cheer when someone crosses the stripe with the candles lit. We matter more than we think. Every ticket purchased, every t-shirt worn, every share of a YouTube video. It adds up. Right now, Speed Promotions needs a loyal fan base more than ever. If we want these events to survive, especially without TV, we have to show up. Now, here's a silver lining. Canceling Canada might free up the budget and time to double down on US events. Maybe that means bigger payouts. Maybe that means better prep at the tracks or more consistent tech rules to keep the fields close. Maybe, just maybe, that means some races will return to areas we haven't seen in years. Oklahoma? Arizona? Florida? Who knows? But if Speed Promotions plays it right, this setback could actually open the door to something better. Another thing we should talk about is the power of media right now. Just because it's not on Discovery Channel doesn't mean the content's not out there. YouTube, Facebook Live, Instagram Reels. These platforms are where today's drag racing stories are being told. Look at 187 Customs. Look at Ryan Martin. Look at Kai Kelly's channels. They're reaching millions of viewers without ever stepping foot in a studio. That's the new wave, and if Speed Promotions leans into that, they've got a shot at growing even without traditional TV. The big question now is this: what's the plan for the rest of 2025? We've still got races on the schedule. The fields may not be full, but the competition is just as fierce. If the promoters can build momentum, if racers can stay consistent, and if we keep showing up and spreading the word, then there's still a bright future ahead. But it's going to take a team effort, from the tower to the track to the fans in the stands. And honestly, we need to support the new blood too. There are small-time racers stepping into this series for the first time. Locals bringing out home-built cars to go head-to-head with some of the biggest names in the game. That's what outlaw racing is really about, giving everyone a chance. And the fewer the entries, the better the odds for an underdog to rise up and take it all. So don't count Speed Promotions out just yet. The road may be bumpy, the fields may be lighter than we hoped, but the passion behind this movement is still burning hot. Let's rally around it, share the updates, and remind the world that just because something's smaller doesn't mean it's weaker. It just means it's leaner, tougher, and ready to fight. Let me know what you think in the comments. Where do you want to see Speed Promotions race next? What can we do as fans to help grow this series again? And don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on notifications. More big tire action is coming, and we'll be right here breaking it all down for you. Keep it loud, keep it fast, and keep supporting real street-style drag racing. Catch you in the next video.